Most people wouldn't last 27 days. He survived 27 years and still chose peace. It took nearly 3 decades of hard time to rehabilitate and cultivate a belief system capable of standing on business while still representing his colored brothers. The African National Congress, or ANC, wasn't built for war. Founded in 1912 by a handful of educated black men, like lawyers, teachers, and clergymen. They thought if they just played the game, they could enact change. This was before the internet, so they didn't see how well that panned out for their American counterparts. Their only goal at the time was to cultivate equal rights in their own country. Colored South Africans weren't allowed to vote, but they still had to pay taxes, could be conscripted to the war, and obviously had to obey every other law. Matter of fact, in 1913, the white South Africans passed a law called the Native Land Act, where they restricted the colored people to just 7% of land in their own country. Fast forward to 1944, a 26-year-old Nelson Mandela joined the ANC, and he hit the ground running. He co-founded the ANC Youth League with the intention to instill education and resistance against white domination to the next generation. Originally, they believed in peaceful protests. He thought South Africa could be reformed. March 21st, 1960, in the township of Sharpeville, thousands of black Africans gathered to burn their passbooks, which were these passports that they had to carry if they wanted to walk through a predominantly white area. Their motto for this protest was "Arrest us if you must." They were tired of being treated like trespassers on their own land. The police showed up and they chose to do something other than arrest them. They massacred every one of them. They opened fire, they killed 69 people, 180 people were wounded, and every one of them was shot in the back while running. At least 10 of them were reported to be children. That was the day that Mandela and the ANC's group of peaceful resistance dissolved. Quote, "It would be wrong and unrealistic for African leaders to continue preaching peace and nonviolence at a time when the government met our peaceful demands with force." Nelson Mandela later in 1961 after that event. So, he decided to go underground. He founded a military wing of the ANC. They named it the Spirit of the Nation, but they called it that in their own tongue, and I don't want to butcher their pronunciation. Their official founding date was December 16, 1961, which coincided with the Day of the Covenant, which was an Afrikaner holiday. An Afrikaner was basically the white people that were running everything in South Africa. They were quote-unquote African, but non-native and non-black. The Spirit of the Nation's goal was to sabotage power stations, railways, anything military or government related. They never attacked people, they never targeted any individual. They just wanted to spread the message that they won't die quietly. Mandela was now 43, used to be a lawyer, and now a fugitive. All right, I'm gonna try to do this in one take because it's a lot and I don't have it memorized, but trying to edit and clip shit together is annoying as fuck. All right. So we're gonna one take Drake this shit and see how it turns out. Most people wouldn't last 27 days. He survived 27 years and chose peace. That's already off. All right. Most people wouldn't last 27 days. He survived 27 years and still chose peace. No. Most people wouldn't last 27 days. He survived 27 years and still chose peace. It took nearly 3 decades of having